Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be the daily news, live at 2-ish. I'm on the free-to-play currently, because that's who I had logged in. Pretty common place, that, actually. He takes more time than my main account, for sure. Also, I can only play him on the computer. I don't have him on a phone. It's just the emulator, so that's another reason. Anyway, I digress. So, today's daily news, some new contests. Like, I don't have like a top of the like really spicy, this is awesome, this is bad kind of thing, which I guess is good. So we have the new contest today, the Boardwalk Bash solo contest. Take a look at this one. You can see today's CSS are Mellow and Bex. I assume we'll have more tomorrow. There is also a bunch of Steel Cage tours, so we'll kind of take a look at it. Before we get there, I'll kind of just do like a mini breakdown, right? If you look at the milestones, obviously getting to the gold chest is where you want to get. Armory and Julia shards, solo points. So like if you can get there, that's where you want to get. Bonus milestones, there's 2,000 armory in this one that's just a little bit past. So if you can get there free, worth winning some hard matches or something if you have to do it, right? Just kind of as a note. Now after that, the milestones are pretty bad till you get to the Kamala shards, right? So, like, you know, whatever. It's just some resources. It's okay. 1 medal here, some more resources, and, you know, 1 medal here. You notice no TP in all of these, just coin as well. So if you're TP starved, these aren't for you. Now here it starts to get really good, and then we have the leech plate all the way at 9 million. That's almost double here. That's going to cost a metric butt ton. I think the leech plate is probably not worth 9 million when you consider it's 30,000 a loot pull. What are these usually, like $300 to get there? Probably maybe less if you have a bunch of CSS, but if you have a bunch of CSS, you're probably not spending $300 to get this and those. But this is about half the price, so you can probably get a decent chunk of Kamala shards if that's your flavor, depending where you get and the offers and such. So there is that. But I'd say this is the kind of event that I actually really like, to be honest, guys. There's a bunch of decent stuff free playing, right? We get the Julia shards, the armory, tier 6 metal, armory here, tier 6 metal, Julia shards, solo points, and you know, the same thing here, right? So this is just one where you want to get every milestone you can up to the gold chest and maybe 1 bonus one. And after that, you don't really need to stress about it unless you're going to spend money. So this is actually kind of a lot of money. So this is actually kind of a great event. I love these. It makes it easy, like, to know what to do. So I'm a fan of it. I like it. It's mostly all tours as well so far. Thank goodness we don't have a showdown again today, which, you know, definitely happens where we have a crap ton of them. So there's that. Other than that, I don't think there's anything new. You can see my faction finished 48th in a Around the World contest. So there's that. And yeah, feud prep, that video coming later. I did a bunch of talent up. So, okay, let's look at the tours. So I have bad news. We have Voldemort tours. That's the bad news. The good news is they don't seem as bad as sometimes. What do you mean, Mherex? So let's take a look at this one, for example. Normal mode has tier 6 medals if you use CSS, and it's any powerhouse, any tech, attitude era. And there's not very many solo contest points in here. So I kind of like that. So, you know, if you're filtered by contest, I have Boss Man, so I will use him. And you can see what you can't use. No, you know, no a bunch of stuff that's important. Here, let's click the button. No entourage, no straps or medals, no gear. So props, skill plates, moments, etc. Right? So Boss Man, I would probably just run his stun build, you know, to be safe, right? Is what I would do. Look for a black match, hopefully not have to use props. I'll go ahead and play this one, see if we can get a tier 6 medal. See what it looks like. Also, actually, of note, Boss Man has a multiply reversal. And Taker, not on this one, it's just the choose and the sub. But on his later ones, he has multiply jumps. So number 1, I would recommend Viscera if you have him for the CSS for attitude powerhouse. Number 2 would be Boss Man, right? So hey, we got the match right away. That's great. I'm just kind of taking a look at it for you guys here. Mherex did all of them, no problem, to be honest, which is not unusual. Steel Cage is just usually more of an annoyance for a roster that size when smaller rosters just can't do anything, right? So this is good. Boss Man's great. He's the CSS. He fits it. We get it. So yeah, I'd recommend going Boss Man through those. Mine's just 5-star gold. We'll see if we can get through it all the way. So yeah, that's that tour. Would recommend Boss Man. We did get a tier 6 medal, and I clicked too fast to see what it was. So there's that one. And then we go down here. This one is the hardest of them, I thought, personally, because it's Technician and Trickster Hall of Fame, which the choices are not great. And just go here. So none of those are Trickster or Tech. None of those are Trickster or Tech. None of those. Iron Sheik, right? X-Pac. And yeah, not great. Rick Rude, Anvil. Those are not great options. He's JBL, if you have JBL, would be awesome, I would assume. Mherex doesn't have him, so I just use Brutus the Barber Beefcake on Mherex to get through them, which I don't know why he's not showing up, to be honest, or I'm just blind. Anyway, that's who I used as Beefcake. Beefcake and JBL would be your two best bets, surely. JBL number 1, Beefcake number 2. And then the last one is Anawai Maivia Legacy, and Striker. So to get, it's fine, right? A lot of good options for getting through it, but you need a Striker specifically, which means essentially J, Rock, probably decent. So maybe I can get there with Rock if I level him up. J, Rock, OTC is who you're looking at using for those, right? So not bad, because you can use any Anawai Maivia even if you can't get the big prize or whatever. But the Julia shards, I believe, are pretty much all on hell. 25 without CSS, 35 without CSS, and then 25 with. I don't think Hard had any Julia shards. Yeah, so what you're really concerned about is the Julia shards in these and the medals. So it's either normal or hell mode is basically what you're after. The middle stuff is whatever, it's fine, it's nothing exciting, you know, I mean, some tokens, big whoop, comparatively, right? And not that many points for the solo event, so that's the good news there. About the Voldemort tours, they're a little more doable, at least on normal, especially. This is hilarious. Beach, please. That's actually kind of funny. CSS for this, we got EO and EO on those. So, and this is also, I assume, where you would use Becky somewhere. EO and EO. Yeah, it's all EO on those. And then Sun's Out, Guns Out. I think this is Roxanne, which I can actually do on the free-to-play. Hey, that's nice. And yeah, this one's Roxanne as well. And it looks like is it mixed tag? So maybe you can also use, go back. It is mixed tag. So yeah, Roxanne or... Does Mellow count as both? Nope, it's just Roxanne. Okay, I was going to say. They look kind of like Braun Breaker, though, in the picture. I don't have the other one to try. So check Braun Breaker, too, because it looked like, you know, maybe... or it's probably just Roxanne, because she's the only one here, but then they were showing... but that's probably because that's the match it was. Yeah, that's because that's the match it was. So yeah, looks like just Roxanne. But if you don't have Roxanne, then you can use males to get through it if you want. So... it could be better, could be worse. These on, let's see, hell mode, how many points there are if you don't have CSS. 12,000 versus 160,000, so like nothing to stress about. And this one, 15,000 versus 200,000. So again, not that much to stress about. So pretty decent that way, I think. Those bonus little contest ones are likely the one keeping you out of like a milestone. This one right here probably is the difference in something like that, maybe. So it doesn't look too shabby. And then, of course, do your daily speed tour. I don't think there's anything else expiring today. And there's 2 days, 24 hours on the new tours today, right? So there's that. And yep, feuds coming up, no new info there. Nothing stip wise. So I think that's it for events. So I think we can get into the offers and the loots and stuff and kind of check that out. I'm going to do my daily claim real quick. Actually, I'm going to do a couple other things to kind of get in the habit for the news, maybe help you out as well. When you watch my talent up video, you will see that I was short TP and Showdown actually has a surprising amount in there. I would get in the habit, even though it's not fun, of doing your 3 daily matches, but also checking your shop for Starfill frags and TP, like 200 on sale for 357. Yes, please. My main account had 2,000 striker of these show up today. If I get those for Showboat, I'll be all over those because I need them for Santa Hogan, right? So just get in the habit of checking it every day. And even if it's just like right when you watch the news, while you're watching the news, just log in and do your matches. Because here's the thing, right? 380 of all color TP here, 410 here, and it's not that many points between them, right? 440 more there. That's 4,100, right? Then we go to 4,400, 455. That's every 300 points. Another 300 points, 470. Another, 300, 480. So you're seeing the gap is staying 300 up to 5K. Then it goes to 550 gap for 495. This looks like 400 more for 510. And then a little bit bigger jump for 525. But you can see if you go through all of this and climb these leagues, there's a bunch of TP you want to get to at least 99.50 every month. So you can just get those. And then if you maintain your league, you don't fall down as much. So it's less work to maintain. Plus you can claim the Showdown currency on the way. That's how people get a bunch of Showdown currency for the store, right? So they can buy those big high ticket items at higher leagues. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. I just get in the habit of doing those because you can get a lot of TP of all colors, which can be needed. So, all right, back to the store. So we got this is the Boardwalk Bash starter. I already showed you guys, really, it's not one of those that's probably worth spending unless you're going for Kamala. If you're going for Kamala, sure. But also they posted an offer earlier and it looks like it's for tomorrow and they took it down. It was combo pack where you get Boardwalk and Elite Loot. So I would wait till tomorrow to do that and get like 2-for-1 kind of pricing on the pulls. A little bit less event points, but 2-for-1 pricing on the pulls. So I would honestly wait for that over all these deals. If you bought it today, they did say it would be up tomorrow and the loot would be up. So you will be able to use your coins. You will be able to use your coins tomorrow. So yeah, I would say, just wait. This is just straight up 1.1 million points, which is kind of weird. I guess that's for people that just want to buy the milestones and have all the posters. That's maybe a whale thing. I don't know. That's just kind of weird, right? Glowing Fate plate, $24.99 with 13 pulls isn't terrible, but I'm not a big fan of this plate. For like a growing account, a spending account, if you're spending a decent chunk, you're going to grow out of subs fairly quickly in this game, right? And if you're free to play, you're not going to buy it. But I mean, it's not a terrible offer. You get the pulls and the plate is free, or bonus, not free. You're paying for it, so definitely not free. And then you get some. These are not really meaningful amounts of those. Shards, like if this recruits you, EO, heck yeah, right? I mean, like somehow if this recruits you, these are all fine. You get some pulls to go with it. So if you're close, the guaranteed for them, then I get it. But they're not necessarily great offers. It's just guaranteed offers to finally recruit. But at the same time, when you're this close, you just wait. Next prize wall, you're going to get them anyway. So, take that with a grain of salt. Contest ketchup. I'm not putting this on my steak. So it's not the kind of ketchup I like necessarily. Like, I don't really see the point to these. You know what I mean? The token ones are a little bit better if that's your thing, but I don't like buying them either. I think it's not money well spent. And again, this is, I think, the same. Backstage pass is still a good deal. The starters are all here, right? So, nothing new. Nothing new. Hype, nothing new. Very limited amounts, which is good. We don't want them selling a crap ton of hype. yeah, that's it for that. So let's take a look at the loot today and see what we got. Boardwalk Bash. 55 pull is 3 featured. 10 pull is 1 mega rare. Let's see what we got in the featured. 1.53% chance. So with 55 pulls, that's probably close-ish to getting a featured anyway on average. Close, but not quite. So these 3 are all recent and good. Penta, fine. Yeet, awesome. Becky's awesome, but she was the A tier. Roxanne's great trainer. I mean, OTC, Snoop is rare, not great in my opinion. OTC's amazing. Jacqueline's amazing. Mello's solid fighter, but amazing trainer. This is just would feel bad. You'd want to like kind of vomit when this is your featured, and it probably will be. McDonough's fine, but he was A tier. Sammy is not worth it. Warrior, not worth it. Lyra's great. Abby's great. Goldberg, they sold for $30 just recently. Solid coach, nothing else. Maxine's solid. Barrett, no. Fatu, I don't think so. There's stuff you can do. Hall of Fame JBL is awesome. CM Punk, very available. My free-to-play has him. Not really exceptional to get him. He's fine, but yeah. Then you got Shards of Mommy, which is great. BPP is still pretty rare. Trish still pretty rare. Coco Shards, Champ Sammy, Naomi, Rex Regum, and Jacqueline. So honestly, compared to most of them, this is a pretty good featured. You didn't hear me say a bunch of them were bad. Fatu is still rare. Barrett, you'd be sad panda. CM Punk, I'd be sad panda. Warriors old at this, like those kind of 7, which they're probably more heavily weighted to, along with the shards. But some of these shard counts are quite decent, so could be worse. On the mega rare, again, pretty solid. Not her. Solid. No. Yes. Yes. Although he's going to be free this month to everybody as long as you get to 2 tokens. And just another PSA again. Free. I have him on my free to play. I think he's mostly free-ish. Free and no. Probably at this point most people got her free A tier, right? I mean, these 2 good. So it is what it is. Austin in the rares. The rares are fine. I'm not going to go through all of them. But the shards are always interesting to me. These are some pretty good shard quantities in the rare. And then the armory currency. So really the rare is kind of, this bracket actually is kind of where I wouldn't mind living too much. Is because there's some decent stuff in here, right? So honestly, on paper, and rare is 30%, so you're 1 in 3 you're getting that. And then commons, obviously these are going to be weighted. He's going to be weighted low, right? What else stands out? The shards again. Pretty solid overall shards. I mean, honestly, I wish this was a loot where there was more to get in the bonus milestones, to be honest, because I feel like it's a decent loot for what it is, but the bonus milestones for spending aren't necessarily great. But I think it's a mostly shard loot. You guys probably starting to pick up. I prefer shard loots generally when you're close to recruiting, but I also prefer, again, you have to think about every time you spend money, you could just save that and then put it towards a weekend contest when you're very likely to recruit the weekend superstar and get a bunch of stuff on the prize wall, both, right? So it's hard for me to recommend them, but it doesn't look like a bad loot pool and a bad loot shard pool if you're going for shards. If you're going for full cards, they're always bad, period. I'm not saying you're going to hit cards of any of these or anything like that, but the shard pool looks pretty solid. So that's what I got for the loot review. That's what I got for the news today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Another day of the news in the bag.